Okay, I just want to record a few thoughts about Abraham and whether or not he was an idolater. I want to quote a midrash to you, and I just want to put in a little word about the midrash. Chazal teach that if you believe the midrash, then you're a fool. If you don't, you're apikoros. And although this seems like a self-contradictory statement, it's really not if you understand it. But yeah, so what I'm going to say is a midrash. Take it with a grain of salt. But as I'm going to explain in a few minutes, I do believe that this particular story does have some validity. And I'll explain why in a few minutes. At any rate, so was Abraham an idolater? He grew up in the house of Terah, his father. His father was not only an idolater but an idol manufacturer. And there's a story told that one day, Abraham, as he was a very young child, he was called Abram then, he was in charge of his father's shop. His father had gone out hunting with the older brother, Nahor. And little Abram was left in charge of the shop. Abram, a customer came in and said that he wanted to purchase an idol because his had fallen and broken. Abram said, "Well, this one is just as breakable as the other," and he smashed it. A few minutes later, another person came in, and she brought a basket of fruit, and she said, "I'm too poor to afford an idol of my own, but I want to give this to them." And so Abram took the basket of fruit, he set it in front of the littlest of the idols in the shop, and he said, "Here, eat this, otherwise I'll smash you." It didn't eat it, so he smashed it. And then he took it to the next one, and repeated the threat, and he did that to all the idols in the shop except for the biggest one, and he put the stick in the hands of the biggest one. By now the screaming of the man and woman had brought such a crowd that the whole town had gathered, and the townspeople asked, "Why did you do this? What have you done?" And he said, "I didn't do anything. The large idol took his club and smashed, and they got into a fight over who was going to take the food. And when they couldn't decide for themselves who was going to take the food, the big idol smashed all the little ones." The townspeople said, "That's ridiculous. They can do nothing. These idols can do absolutely nothing." He said, "Well, then why are you praying to them?" Now, what's interesting about this particular story is that it has been preserved both by the Jews and by the Muslims. And of course, I would think that Abraham would have taught it to his sons, Ishmael and Yitzhak. And so that it has been preserved by both of them gives it some validity in my mind. The Muslims have a slightly different version, but they have the same general story, which I think adds to the validity of it.